Hello everyone, this is going to be our second part of, surprise. This is going to be our second part of the first mission that we're playing from Strange New Worlds, our new Star Trek book that's out. Isn't it lovely?
Yes.
This is drawing deeply from the well. We started playing a couple of weeks ago, and the more aware and astute of amongst you will notice that we have a different person with us today. So I'll go around and do some introductions in just a sec. First of all, thanks again to Geek and Sun for the use of this wonderful table. It is awesome and we love it. I don't think there's anyone else I have to thank. I do other streams and there are other thanks I have to do. And I think
generally thank everyone because they love it.
Thank you for watching too, and thanks to CBS and my mama and my cats. Cool, alright. Well, I'm Sam and I'm the head of RPG development at Modiphius Entertainment. I started out seeing this to publication, and then I've moved on to basically manage everyone else, making sure that things go to publication as well. And Luke and Andy, you do some stuff
Ignore
too.
me.
Oh, Steve's here too.
Cool. Hi.
Steve does some things. And Giles, you're with us today as well. Again, back from 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
What do you do for Modiphius?
I am a developer with the War Games department, so I work predominantly on Fallout Wasteland Warfare and also the forthcoming Elder Scrolls Call to Arms game, which hopefully will be out very soon.
Exciting stuff. Oh, right in front of the cameras.
Well, it was right in front of your beautiful face, Giles. Because I'm really good at setup.
Oh, the mic.
Yeah.
There you go. It's alright, he'll edit it out.
We'll watch the viewers drop off now.
Yeah,
So.
gone, unprofessional.
Yeah.
If anything, that's just the showing that we are professional streamers.
Yeah.
Cool. And just remind me who you're playing today as well.
I'm playing Quincy Mullaney, who is a chief medical officer. He is a human from a frontier colony, and last time he had to perform emergency surgery on himself after a very fateful spacewalk, which went wrong.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Andy,
Yeah,
who are
botched
you?
then. Yes. Yeah.
Sorry, I screamed too early then.
So,
Who are you and what do you do for us?
well, I'm Andy Peregrine. I'm a freelance writer for various bits and pieces for Modiphius and all kinds of other things. And, I wrote one of the adventures we're not playing in the stream in this
Andy,
book.
if I
ran
ran your adventure, which is Footfall, right?
Footfall. Yes.
If I ran Footfall, then you just know what to do.
Yeah, that's the only way I win these games.
Well, I mean, you got some tough circumstances coming up in this one, but no, I'm not even going to run my own one for the second one that we're going to do for the next couple of weeks after this.
I feel vindicated.
I'm going to do a different one because I do feel like I'd be cheating if I did that. I am running my one though on Friday. I'm going to take part in EtherCon, which is like an online convention. And we're doing some organised play there, so I'm running Darkness, which is the one I wrote for the Strange New Worlds book. You can get the Strange New Worlds book on our online web store, modiphius.net, or you can find it in all local friendly gaming stores. Friendly local gaming stores. I always get it the wrong way
Even
around.
the unfriendly ones as well.
I mean, there are some unfriendly ones. I've been into a couple, but hopefully it's still there too. I don't know. But there we go. Cool. All right. I will do a little recap. But first, who are you?
I am playing. Well,
are you going to play both?
I was going to play. Well, a little bit. It just confused our tech guys. Whatever I've got strapped under my name at the moment is. I'm standing in for Rhys as well, but I had another character. Yeah. So as we're in desperate need of an engineer, it seemed a good idea to take over Rhys's character, Monbin Kufur, Tellarite engineer. Who might be a lot grumpier with me playing him.
I think Steve will have prepped like your sheet with under your name and everything.
Yeah.
So why don't we stick with your character? But you can do
I'll do the rolls.
Do some stuff with Rhys.
We'll generally between us we can roll Tellarite. So between us, I'm playing Karaka Thorn, who's a Cation chief of security. So I get to play with the phaser, which is the most important thing. And with an engineering of 2, I suspect I'll be doing more dice rolls for our Tellarite. But if we find something to shoot, that's me. So
cool. All right. Well, let me do a recap. I've had a bit of a busy week, so I haven't really prepped like this properly. I've got everything from when I prepped the whole game, but yeah, bear with me. I may have to read ahead a little bit. All right. I like to do this in the form of Star Trek. You know, when they're like last time on Star Trek Adventures, Strange New Worlds.
Do we need to do the music underneath?
Yeah, we do need a bit of music underneath. Steve, music. No. All right. So the USS Lexington, which is the ship you're aboard, rendezvoused with an ancient artifact called the Big Dipper, which is a giant skyhook harvesting dilithium and other materials from the gas giant below. Greeted by Captain Cossalia, the crew were tasked with investigating damage to the massive collectors on each end. Investigating the system found no substantial evidence of the attack, and a spacewalk to examine the scoop's outer hull almost resulted in the death of the ship's chief of medicine. Although
we have an engineer if you run out of character. So
okay.
Although I really enjoyed the self-surgery.
Yeah.
That was cool.
I'm a doctor, not a patient. line. Yeah.
The only option remains to delve into the gas giant itself, and our crew have gone on a daring mission to investigate the planet. Read Act 3 description. Right, where are I? Told you we're kind of prepped. Yes. Descending from orbit, the shuttle's journey is relatively easy for the first several minutes, and we I'm recapping a bit. We've been through this bit, but let me do it again for you a bit. Plasma has begun to stream from the outer hull and the nacelles of the shuttlecraft before the shields snap on automatically. Nearly 2,000 kilometers above the visible cloud tops, the high-altitude winds begin to shake the shuttlecraft. We did some piloting to try and counter that, but unfortunately the shuttle suffered a breach and the sensors have been knocked out. Flying blind, you went down into the lower layers of the gas giant.
Can I just say I'm tightening up my seatbelt as this is happening?
Yeah, everything's shaking.
Yeah,
you feel your ears are popping. You feel like things are going to implode soon. And you continue to descend through the hazy layers of increasing density until just above the visible cloud tops. Here the skies are burnt orange and the clouds below are brown and black, resembling thunderheads made of volcanic ash and strobing 1,000-kilometer long lightning bolts.
Well, it's a very pretty way to die horribly, I think, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, if we're going to go...
Descending even further down inside the darkness are multiple layers of gases, chemicals. It's starting to liquefy now as well, with increasing density. And at a depth of thousands of kilometers, the sky around your shuttlecraft begins to glow a deep red from the heat of the planet itself. There is minor buffeting, and the shuttlecraft bursts forth into the target layer that is visually transparent and relatively stable, with calm winds of a few hundred kilometers an hour rather than lots of hundreds of kilometers an hour. But pressures here are greater than found at the bottom of Earth's oceans. So you've got the shields and the structural integrity fields. You can hear the creaking of the shuttle's hull as it's down here.
Hold my hand! I'm fine.
We're in the back seat.
The red shirts are all hugging each other in the back.
So I look down, I'm wearing a red shirt, oh my god!
We've got at least 2-3 of the main characters on board, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
The transparent layer here where you are now is where all the life in this world exists. So when you first emerge into this layer, it was really disorientating. So there was no actual horizon line to fix yourselves on. Like you might on an actual planet.
Yeah.
All that was kind of shifting, and where clouds are moving and stuff like that. The sky is like a dull red and black with a slightly brighter red, but the transparent air and the ground that's thousands of kilometers below you is this roiling, churning morass of cherry red clouds. The ecosystem, because you've not got any sensors, you can't really, at the moment, scan these things or look into what they are, but you can see basically what you would consider just shoals of giant fish and stuff like that. But also you can see kind of small plant-like things gathering falling dust from the layers above you. And in these upper layers, there are massive filter-feeding organisms. So giant whales that are huge sizes. Yeah. And you can also see down the in various pockets down on the kind of floor, as it will, there's crystalline coral-like features that may also spring life. You don't know yet, and they refract light and the red glow in lots of cool, strange, different ways. Any life down here that you might expect would have been entirely theoretical until now. And what was interesting before is that none of this was really detected properly from orbit.
Yeah.
The sensors just couldn't, even on the Constitution class ship, couldn't penetrate it or anything like
So
that.
this is what we joined Starfleet to see. This sort of stuff.
Yeah,
to be
kind
honest.
of.
Yeah.
But you've been brought here. You've been brought to the planet really to investigate whether this Skyhook thing, which has these big collectors, a bit like kind of like scoops, or a bit like the Bussard collectors on the front of nacelles, but they dive down into the gas layers. And then scoop up lots of like dilithium and different gases and stuff like that. They pack them into little cute like metal containers and then spew them out into orbit when it comes back up. So it's like a water wheel, and it like dips into the planet's surface.
I just can't help but picture it catching the occasional whale now.
Yeah.
Wow. Is that what's going on?
It's like tuning
Dilithium
ants.
is whales.
So-
No, it's not. Okay. So with the shuttle hull buckling slightly, and you've already suffered a breach. So
When
the
you
the
say
sensors-
slightly, can you be very specific about how much?
you don't
buckling
see any
is?
cracks, but you definitely hear it creak
Oh,
at the
God.
moment.
Right.
As the structural integrity field is like helping you kind of stay in one piece right now.
The engineers are going, yeah, it'll fine, it'll hold,
Yeah.
And
And you've got shields, but essentially, like I'll use the starship-based rules where we'll do breaches, and I'll actually roll damage and stuff if because of the pressure, because you're in this hostile environment. Fixing the sensors, because you have a scale of 1 in terms of the starship rules. It means that any breaches you suffer will knock out a system,
Right.
and then if you get another breach to the same system, it's destroyed. So you don't want that to happen to structure, because then you will be a little pocket of metal at that point, unfortunately.
ouchie.
So fixing the sensors is going to be an extended task. So it's going to take place over a few kind of narrative beats and rounds and stuff.
How many people on the shuttlecraft with us?
I think we were like, let's spend all the crew support and just grab a load of crew.
Yeah. Infinite amount of red shirts. Okay.
Yeah.
I think you can have like 4.
There's 4.
We could spare 4.
Yeah.
I think that was it.
Cool.
So the work track for this extended task is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. It's like your stress tracks. So it's going to be a stress track of 10. It requires 2 breakthroughs. So breakthroughs happen like injuries happen. So if you roll 5 or more stress at once, or work as it's called here, then you'll get a breakthrough, and you need 2 of those. It's got resistance of 1, so I'll ignore one of the little splats that you'll roll on the challenge dice, and it's difficulty 2 as its base, and then it will get easier as you get more breakthroughs. So let's maybe kind of kick things off by starting to try and fix a bit of them. I imagine that engineering chops is going to be, I've forgotten his very complicated alien name already.
Yes, Monbin Kufer.
Mr. Kafur is probably going to be heading straight to the sensors, trying to work them and
possibly
repair
doing a
them,
check
get
on
out.
general power, because if we lose power and we lose shields, then we lose. We turn into a
So
tin can.
you've got the shuttle sheet somewhere. So your power is equal to your engines.
Oh, and so 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got 2 or 5.
So you're still basically all systems are still fully powered, and that 5 power is basically the kind of excess that you could spend to do stuff like use the transporters, or has it got phasers this time?
It can be armed with phasers.
Do the original series shuttles have phasers very much?
I don't remember.
I don't think they do. I definitely know they can't go to warp. I don't think they have phasers. So you haven't got any phasers.
Oh yeah, can't go warp. Doesn't say, but if in the spirit of that, we can always go.
Yeah.
I can give you space so you can go out of your phaser.
I'm not going out
Yeah,
there.
definitely
I'll
take
get
a
eaten by
space.
a whale.
Yeah.
That was it.
We'll test it before I go out there.
They'll be telling that to my mother. What happened?
Yeah.
He was eaten by a space whale.
He died doing what he loved.
Yeah.
Right.
So listen to Moby Dick pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Can we do a thing? Just if we've got a phaser systems in the shuttle, can we do a rewire job, or at least get ready to rewire job to send phaser power into extra power, or is it, we just generally got all that power? There's nothing extra to be gained that way.
So turn off non-essential.
Yeah, sort of just to make sure we've got extra bonus for the shields if we need it.
Yes. Grab me the core book a minute.
Yeah.
So But while people at home, maybe watching, are waiting for me to check this specific rule, why don't you roll like an engineering task to try and fix the
Right. Well, I've got the red
sensors.
dice, so I'll grab those. So,
Someone can assist as well. So Mr. Kafur might well be leading the repair job.
well, I've got slightly more. My security officer has slightly more engineering than you do. So if my character helps the other character, and then you can do something science.
So you've got the con then at this point.
Yeah.
Hoping to get the right. So there is a thing with power that you can add stuff to.
So I've got my 2d20, and have we got any momentum to start with at the moment?
I've burned quite a lot of it.
So if you like, with this repair job, you can reroute power. For every point of power that you spend, and bear in mind that systems will only start to go wrong if you get to 0 power of the stats you've got. Every point of power you spend, it increases the complication range. So you'll get complications on like 19 and 20, or 18 and 20, 18 to 20, that kind of thing. But if the task is successful, you generate 1 additional momentum for each power spent. So if you spent like 2 power here and got made a successful pass your task, then you'd immediately get 2 momentum. Doesn't matter how many other extra successes you got.
Oh, that's quite useful.
So that is something you could do.
We haven't got too much power. Maybe we'll save that for when things start going wrong, because I have a feeling they're going to start going wrong.
Yeah.
And, so
You're in a tricky spot, it's true.
we need to do
The
the engineering. So I've got my 2d20. We've got no extra momentum to spend, so I'm just rolling the...
So I've just got your NPCs there in case you want to use the supporting character. So you've got your engineers down up here, I think, and then on the other page you've got some security officers
So
as well.
probably want all the engineers. Well,
I've got the same engineering. I'm as skilled in engineering as most standard engineers, it seems, which is quite good. So if I've got 2d20 for the Tellarite. We've got no momentum to spend.
No.
So
When you're...
do I get an extra? Is it an extra dice for assisting? I can't remember.
So the person assisting will roll 1 dice. Will roll 1 d20. So maybe Giles, you do that with your different colour.
So let's roll in the engineering.
But the shuttle won't be assisting.
3 and a 20.
15
So
for the.
That's under my engineering. It's under engineering, isn't it? Is my focus. So I've got a focus in EPS systems.
Yeah, I will give you that. So trying to reroute some power like you are is the fluff. So that 3 is if it's under your engineering, you get 2 successes. So you have succeeded, but you do get a complication. So what I'll say is the resistance goes up to 2 for this challenge dice roll. Okay, so you're going to roll some challenge dice for me as well at this point because we need to fill up the work track. So you're going to roll 7 because you've got an engineering of 5 and you roll a base of 2. So you add them together, you get 7. So
7.
You can roll all of them. You didn't get any momentum with that task, so you can't buy any more.
Oh, that's either really good or really bad.
All right. So I haven't got any effect meaning anything at the moment. So each of them counts as 1. So you've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is great because ignoring 2 of those, you've done 5 on my work track, which is halfway, and you've got a breakthrough.
Oh, nice.
Well done.
So difficulty of this for trying to repair the sensors now. You haven't quite done it yet.
So our doughty Tellarite having sparks flying out of the thing because he's got the complication is like they're licking his but something then gears in and the whole panel start lighting back up again.
Yeah, so that's just it. So as you're at the con as one of the ranking officers, the sensor screen in the corner, some of the lights on the control panel in front of you start to flicker back on.
Yeah.
You've got some basic telemetry.
Yeah, there's some choice Tellarite swear words coming out from behind you.
So you have you have a little bit of a scan, and I can give you some bit more information about where you are and what's going on. So the ecosystem is fairly similar down here to like ocean life is on like terrestrial worlds.
Hence the whales.
Yeah, with small plants gathering falling dust from the layers above and converting them through chemical reactions into some usable compounds. In these upper layers, there are massive filter-feeding organisms, like I said, that equate with whales, but they're kilometres in length. Smaller organisms occupy every ecological niche one can imagine in an ocean. So with the basic telemetry you've got now, the sensors are just overloaded with life signs. There are these crystalline coral-like creatures that exist off converting incredible temperatures of the ground clouds into energy. So they kind of get almost like transferring kind of nutrients from soil. They're getting their energy from below. These plants and animals all look alive, even though they all exhibit crystalline forms, their skin refracting light in strange ways. The plants and animals are like silicon and arsenic based with trace amounts of dilithium. Starfleet science has only theorized about such life as this and had never encountered anything like it before.
So is it starting to look like it's not that the scoop machine was a cool piece of technology you could use in any gas giant, it's been specifically designed for this specific planet?
Who knows?
There were 7 previous planets which in the system they were stripped bare completely.
Oh, right.
So this is the next one. So it's like it's just.
So this is the first planet, I believe, in this in the system. I think so. It's the closest to the sun.
Yeah.
But then also the rocky planets, like you're saying, that were outside have had evidence of being mined, stripped bare, but no evidence of settlements or machinery being left there or anything.
So are we able to do a scan of the area? Because I remember last time that we discovered that there was signs of nuclear strikes to the kind of underneath the dipper, which indicated kind of basic nuclear weapons from an earlier sort of time period.
Yeah,
they were extremely powerful. I think we were trying to plot the trajectory of the of where the strikes would have come from.
For sure. Okay, first of all, I do need to roll some dice. Can clear my way. Perfect. As the shuttle creaks again.
Uh-oh.
And that's 4 stress. So take. So with your shields right now are at maximum.
5. 5.
Yeah.
So that was 4, was it?
Oh, shields of the shuttlecraft.
For its engines. Shields.
Well, they should be structure plus engineering. So they should be 6.
Ooh.
Except they're a small craft, so I think they're halved. I think that's why that is.
Okay.
3. So I do indeed do a breach.
Oh,
This is going to be the random.
Oh,
That's a 9.
put that one back.
Put that in
so
there.
you can see that.
Sensors again. Oh my days.
So we had a
Engineer
moment-
better.
Yeah. Right, the Tellarite is now swearing like you wouldn't believe. It's like, just fix the current sensors and just
and it's like EPS explosion hits and throws him back.
Yeah. He's like brushing himself going, why does this always happen to me?
Exactly. Right. But yeah, so it's taken another hit, and unfortunately that means that the sensors are destroyed. You are now
Flying
blind. You need to get back to either the ship or a starbase to actually get this fixed.
Right. Now,
so that
I'm thinking at this point then, given that scanning and finding out things is pretty much the thing we're meant to do here, we need to get out of here now, presumably. Is there anything useful we can do with what we still have?
one of the red shirts, one of the ensigns that you brought along, says, "Come on, look," and points out to the front view screen. You hadn't thought about it because you're too busy with the explosion
in
and
front
the
of
things.
us.
So
All
you
this
haven't
technology
really
and none of
looked
us have
in front
looked out the window.
And the front of the shuttle. Where are we here? It's kind of flashing these strange colours, like something's pulsing off the bare bones shields that you now just still have. They sparkle as if a kind of pulse is scanning your vessel.
No, that's just adding insult to injury. Now we can't scan it, but now everyone's scanning us just to really rub it in.
So you see coming up, floating from the crystalline city in the distance. Visually, the two of you can see that this is where the maybe this kind of it looks like someone's shining a laser pointer at you. Three alien beings cautiously approach. They're just a little bit bigger than your shuttle. Where are we? They have these this kind of mass of body weight, and then fins that kind of splay wide with iridescent crystal tissue between the fins, flashing different colours. They're holding in some of their tendrils what are clearly weapons, and there are some kind of ritual kind of carvings on their hides, like symbols or maybe a language or some kind of numerals or something. That's kind of them-ish.
For me, I was picturing Kirby.
Really?
Okay.
Kirby.
It was like,
And the three of them approach the shuttle and kind of posture in front of it.
Where's the reverse?
yeah.
I'm going to go backwards. I was looking at my phaser and looking at these guys thinking this is not the right place. Do we have anything that, obviously our main sensors and things have gone. Is there another sensor or thing like a communication sensor or transporter sensor or something, or do they all use the same system that we might be able to read?
You could maybe jury-rig the communications to like emit different signals that you could then get some kind of bounce back from. A bit like radar works, when you like bounce a signal out and it comes back and you interpret it.
Yeah, I think
although we probably want to just open communications if that's still possible with the system.
At the front of their like they're like kind of little, almost like a red eye at the front, is this like red light that's flashing and strobing and almost blinding you as it sparks off the as it kind of fizzles on the shields and shimmers.
Yes. Although my attention is on the mouth the size of our shuttle. That's what I'm looking at the moment.
Okay, so with my tricorder, what's the range? Am I able to get any kind of recordings for data?
Oh yeah, tricorder.
Is there any way? I mean, I don't know if they're that close. Am I able to pick up some sort of bit like 1 bar signal kind of?
Yeah, man, absolutely. Yeah.
Because I think we need to. We probably should send an SOS somehow back to the Lexington.
Yeah.
So
our engines are good, so we can back
I'm doing
off,
that fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I mean, it's a difficulty 0 task. If you want to just beam a distress signal up towards the ship, you can do that. That's fine.
Yeah, at least they can tell our parents why.
Exactly. So I think we should do that. So let me
and
just
it will generate some momentum.
Oh, okay. I wasn't gonna have you roll, to be honest. You just send it up there.
Yeah.
So, fair enough.
But if you want to scan with your tricorder,
I will do.
Is there a way we can augment the tricorder, or will that just blow it up?
Yeah, you can definitely try. Like, so I was going to say, I was just going to make it more difficult for you to find out what's going on here. So it would be like reason and science for difficulty 1 to kind of scan them and see what's going on with them. So that would go up to difficulty 2 because
So shall we try some engineering first?
Yeah, I think
to make that easier.
Yeah, I think it wouldn't be a harm just to sort of,
if we're not in a panic, unless these guys are about to attack us or something.
Okay, so you very quickly start working on this tricorder. Start to
just see what to do.
Before you roll,
fly.
You can add threat to my pool if you wanted to get yourself some dice.
So we're surrounded by militant space whales, and you want more threat.
Maybe.
Okay, no.
Then you'll get more momentum. But this will be difficult.
Well, hopefully see if, if this doesn't work, it just won't make your roll easier. So I think we can.
So here you're just
your roll. We
won't. If I do, if I don't, yeah, great.
So here you're just creating an advantage. So it's difficulty 2.
So
but what were you using?
That would be, I'm guessing, engineering, and from my engineering guy, and reason, presumably, or
daring.
I mean, he's got to do it quickly.
Daring in that case, then. So that gives me a 14, which is a miss on 1. But if we're talking about power systems again, I might get 2 successes.
Oh, I'll give you that. Fine. Go and give you something. Okay, so you really quickly jury rig this. So it's going to be just difficulty 1 still.
Okay, so that'd be what?
Reason and science. Insight and science.
Yeah, insight, because that's slightly better than that.
It's a new augmented. Tricorder.
Neither. I am scienceless. That was a 12 and an 11.
Okay. Well, the obvious things are that, like I said, they're kind of posturing as well as beaming this red light at you.
Okay. So.
The ensign on the communications station says there is some kind of signal, Commander. I'm just not sure what they're trying to say. And
Is it they're trying to communicate using infrared light or something, like
Possibly.
a TV remote control does?
Yeah, quite possibly.
Can we tune our communications
Just a
array into
GRTV.
that sort of thing, or
Yeah, you can try. So that will be like tasks in itself as well to try and
try and match the
change that up.
frequency
yeah?
or spectrum.
But so I will say kind of one of the more obvious things as well, just from the very basic stuff you might get from your tricorder, or just from looking as well from your assessment of and your security assessment of things. The weapons they carry look similar to the kind of automatic rifles from the 21st century, but like made for their weird fin things. The ammunition inside you're not sure about, but they're quite big, so it'll be more of don't sue me bolt gun kind of style thing rather than like
so projectile weapons rather than energy weapons. Does that mean that's the sort of thing that would just bounce off our shields, or are our shields still actually?
I mean, probably.
Because I imagine they're quite good against just standard projectiles, aren't they? So we might be okay. Yeah. We might.
The shields are on like individual percent at the moment.
Right.
That's
not so good.
They're just holding together.
Can we make out that these are like ritualistic markings on the hide? Is there anything we can at least make somehow make a copy of if we're not able to translate or decipher it? Something we can at least refer to later.
Unless of course it says "Death to the Federation," which should be
Oh dear.
Well, so what attributes and disciplines did you want to use for your approach?
I think insight would be first one, and I'm not sure. I know science would come under it because that's more like
anthropology.
Yeah,
Science,
yeah. So insight and science again, I think. I think it's one of those things where the doctor's like monologuing himself about fascinating ancient cultures and all that kind of.
Right. So again, before you roll, this is going to be difficulty 2. Did you want to get any more dice?
I think we'll raise the threat by 1, get an extra dice. So
I think we've got to get some.
Let's see if my rolling isn't terrible.
Have you got a science officer on your?
Actually, our engineer's got a really good science rating.
Better than me, yeah.
Okay.
So
use them to assist.
Yeah. Cool. So that's 3 dice then, yeah.
So you'll be rolling 3 dice, and if you want to roll 1 dice for
we'll all do.
And Andy, you'll roll with one of the just attributes plus science as well.
Yeah, so you got good insight as well, actually.
So he's doing science and insight is a 14 for
Nice.
him.
So Giles, as long as you get 1 success, you can add any successes you get.
Right.
When you roll.
So
you just roll the 1 die.
I'm just rolling 1 die.
Yeah.
As the engineers.
As an assist, you just roll 1 die.
Oh, it's a 3.
Nice. Are there any focuses?
Phasers, computers, quantum composure.
No.
So that looks like that's going to be 2 successes there.
Well, that one is 2 successes. Is always 2
so
successes.
So that'd be 3. Yeah.
4 total. So give yourselves 2 momentum.
Hooray! Where's the momentum points?
The blue one somewhere here. I did put them down at the end of the sheet. Maybe I didn't put them down. Hold up. Pro streamers.
Next.
Mate, probably put them back in the bag like a muppet. Yeah, there you go.
Hey, all the momentum down.
6. Pop 2 just on the corner of here, so we can see.
I'm throwing them all over the place. God, no wonder I'm not safe with these. Okay. Right.
Cool. All right. So, you punch the kind of markings into the universal translation system, and the algorithm, over the course of a few minutes, calculates kind of a bit like Arrival when they're trying to figure out the circle language. Like it's doing lots of little computations and stuff, and it's figuring it out.
A little hourglass spinning. Yeah.
Right, yeah. Little buffering symbol for a while. Computer not available for a while. And then, it gives you essentially an alien word. It doesn't have anything else to go on. So, but it does give you something that you could you theorize, like broadcast to them, if you can then figure out how to broadcast. And they might understand it.
Problem is, if they're some sort of Hell's Angels who have basically just tattooed themselves with all the worst swear words they can think of, then we just broadcast.
Then you'll be right at home with them as their angry terrorised individual. So,
the computer theorizes that there's a more than 95% probability that this is a name rather than a swear word or a piece of or a piece of propaganda or graffiti.
No, but is 95 good enough? Well, it's all we've got. It might at least get their attention, although we certainly have got their attention already.
I mean, I think if they were going to attack, if they were very aggressive, they would have attacked us by now.
Yeah,
I think. Obviously, don't want to touch wood. I don't want to tempt fate,
I think it's a good theory.
Yeah.
Although, of course, there is the possibility at the moment they think we're just a bit of flotsam.
They might think we're a rival.
Once they discover we're actually intelligent, they'll decide that we're something they should destroy.
So I think we should try and communicate that word back to them.
Worth a try, yes.
See if you can get the signal.
So we need to convert the shuttle systems to respond, because we need to convert communications equipment to respond in the light that they are using, that they are kind of like broadcasting to us.
This is certainly worth spending some power, and as you spend some power, and then hopefully maybe that will gain us some momentum for what hopefully will be negotiations afterwards.
Seeing as we're basically on 0 shields, I feel it my duty to ask, do you want to repair some of your shields?
That would be a really good idea, yes, if they're not so bad.
I think it's internal systems. The black reference sheet that you've got underneath that character sheet. There should be internal systems should have regenerate shields somewhere.
Regenerate shields, control and engineering, difficulty 1, assisted by ship structure and engineering.
I'm going to make this daring and engineering.
Ooh. Yes. Well, he's quite daring, but he's very engineering. So that's a 14.
That's all right. And I'll give you EPS systems as well as the focus. So any 5s or under will get you a success.
Is it worth blowing a momentum, at least getting another one?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, it's just the one.
Let's get another one in there, and hopefully.
And then, Giles, you want to check the shuttle's system?
Systems.
So it is structure and engineering.
Structure is 5 and engineering is 1. So
is that what you rolled for the ship?
So this would be difficulty 1. You're at shield 0. Difficulty 2. Therefore.
So engineering roll.
That is 2, 3, 4 successes. Roll for the shuttle.
And then nice bonus. Yes.
What's the shuttle's engineering?
This has become my favourite shuttle.
Is
1.
Okay.
Oh, we were so close.
Because starships or shuttles always have a focus,
Okay.
kind of basically, right? So that would have been 2 if it had engineering 2, but not. So we got 5 altogether.
So, and we need a difficulty 2. Did you say?
Yeah.
So we've got stacked up some
3 momentum. Give it a read because you can increase the shields by spending more momentum. Give the task a read on here.
Regenerate shields 0. Success means ship regains 2 shields plus 2 per momentum. So if we spend another one and we're nearly up to...
Yeah.
You're up to full.
Yeah, because it's free, isn't it? So shield.
Cool. Yeah. All right, so he reroutes some power. He works with the shields.
Yeah.
The shields are back up as...
I'm just saying this is now the Tellarites' favourite shuttle. In future times, when he'll think about the shuttles, this is his favourite.
This is the one I gave most love to. Yeah, for sure, right. All right, so we were at the point where you were looking for the communication system and trying to convert that to speak to them. Right, so seeing as Mr. Kafir has been working on the shields, it's up to the 2 of you to work on the communications system.
Right. So I have a talent which is I'm a doctor, not an engineer. Is that one where in extreme situations I kind of pull something out of the bag?
I can't remember because you picked one off the science book, not the core book.
Yeah, because I thought it was one of those. If I vaguely recall, it was.
It kind of suggests to me that you're not good at engineering.
No, but it's one of those ones.
Maybe
where
you should get quiet about that.
I have a funny feeling.
It's one of those ones I think it's where you pull it out of the bag, but it's very.
Quote me at home. I have a funny feeling that it's you can use your medicine discipline.
Yeah, it's that's the reason why I picked it. It's one of those ones where because I know
Steve knocking at me to confirm.
We're staring at it forlornly. For
operations.
It'd be everything but science. There is a way.
Everything but science.
It's because we're out of science.
Yeah,
that's why
we have no
We're out
science.
of
Okay, well, so I'll leave that for the time being until someone like Steve can probably confirm that for us, because it'll be probably.
Tell him in chat.
Then
please
tell us. Shout through.
But yeah, I'll just do a regular assist. So that would be.
I'll let you use your medicine.
Yeah, medicine. So that will be just.
All of you are shaking their heads. He's letting him use the medicine.
Yeah.
No, that's not what it does at all.
What are you
doing?
You're the line manager on this.
Yeah.
All right. Get your dice out of there.
Oh.
Right. Who's leading the task?
You're the wait. So who is it? Monbim?
No, he's
busy.
He's busy with the shields.
Right. So what's your engineering?
Engineering is 2. So if you can use your medicine, this is all up to
4.
you.
Yeah. And what can I combine? What attribute can I use that with? Is that daring? I guess.
How do you want to approach it?
Haphazardly, it would seem.
Daring it is.
Yeah. Okay. So that is.
Is it worth the
14.
momentum?
You've got momentum.
Yeah.
You could buy more dice.
I'll spend a point of momentum.
Yeah, let's throw in at least 1 on that one.
And Andy, you can assist here too.
So
you roll 1d20, but you can combine any of your 2 attributes, providing you can convince me of what you're doing.
Daring, if that's the same thing he's using, and engineering. So I'm at 13 for those.
That's all right.
So
any focuses.
And I'm on 14.
Any communication system focuses.
Composure?
No.
Ship called tactical
I
systems.
daringly compose no. That's about as much as I can do with that.
I'll give you that.
Or observation, because I'm watching him.
I'll give you that, because often tactical also does hailing frequency stuff.
Is that you should be doing that.
In this shuttle, I will give you that.
Right.
Okay, so I get
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then 1 for me.
So 4. So that's 4 on my disciplines. So that'd be a double, wouldn't it?
And it's just on for me with the daring and engineering. That's 13.
This was difficulty 2. How many did you get?
That should be 4. That's 4, is it? Because my medicine's at 4.
Yeah.
So 4 successes.
Plus 1 from me.
Oh, you didn't have a focus that applied. So that 4 is just 1.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's 3 then.
I just got 1 on mine.
So 3 total, including Andy's.
3 and what's?
I just got success. So daring and
So that'd be 4 in total.
So 4.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I'm an
give
engineer.
yourselves 2 momentum.
I'm an engineer, not a doctor.
Yes. Actually, now you're an engineer.
Yeah, exactly.
As well.
So I'll just rip the
Okay. You broadcast their name back to them. And then you see the universal translator flicking with work and calculations and all that kind of stuff.
It's like gathering the Rosetta Stone off them, is
Yep.
or something? Yeah.
As they're beaming this kind of weird kind of LADAR communication to you. And then it finally translates, and in the computer's voice it says, "The old gods are no longer worshipped here. We are the free. We will fight you even if our souls are consumed. Leave us as you left us before."
Okay, bye. Yeah.
Well, that was Strange New Worlds, guys.
That's
segueing into Acton Cthulhu.
That's a pretty specific
short stream today.
Get out of here, isn't it? From them. I'm gonna guess. I can only guess what they mean by the old gods is technology, which does not seem to have done their planet much good recently. Have we got the capability to respond? Have we got enough language now that we can actually have?
That task that you just did basically created an advantage for you. So it now allows you to communicate with them.
Well, can we say something on the lines of "We are we come in peace. Let's, I think, open with that
Yeah,
one.
I think that would be.
Yeah.
Open with standard.
Yeah.
Or is it standard Federation greetings?
Yeah, exactly.
This kind of stuff, right?
And so we have no wish to invade their territory or their culture, and will happily leave if we are away. However, we wonder if we can assist them in any way if technology is a problem for them.
Okay.
As we are aware of the large piece of technology outside their planet.
Who is speaking, as it were? Are you the one inputting those?
It's probably you actually typing them in, I imagine, because it's your typewriter.
Yeah.
Well, I quite like that you would saying
Yeah,
you would
yeah,
just
no,
roll.
I've-
you should roll for it.
So that's command.
Let's get your security officer to actually roll.
And I've actually got a bit of decent command. So command and presence.
Yeah, that's it.
So that's a 12 in total for me.
Any focuses?
I have leadership.
Sure. You've taken on that role
I'm
right
in charge,
now.
I'm doing the
You're
thing.
in charge. You're good. All right. Now, before you throw these dice in here, you're very quick on this. You want to buy any more dice?
I think we certainly want to buy at least another one
Because this is an opposed test.
Oh.
So I'm going to be buying dice.
Now, is it so with momentum 1 for the first one, 2 for the second one?
Yeah, it scales up.
So, shall we spend 3?
I think so. Yeah.
Let's do that. We'll spend 3 and give you another 2 dice.
I've got quite a bit of threat here, so I am going to. They are being very threatening. So I think it's only fair that I then spend that. And I've only got 4 threat left at that point. But I have
just
bought,
4. Yeah.
I have bought myself.
In the meantime, I will instruct all the other crew members to kind of prepare themselves, like brace themselves, and get ready for any.
They're all quietly putting their seatbelts on in the back.
Exactly.
Guys, we're about to
Assume,
just put it quietly in reverse.
assume for a crash position.
All right.
Now, can I get assistance from someone? Is there
The ship will assist with its communications.
Do you want to roll for the
command.
So get us another dice.
Command is 0.
Cool. So just the communications.
So nobody's going to
7.
follow this ship into battle, are
No.
they? Clearly, no. Right.
It's a little shuttle. What are you going to do?
It's got dorsal rating.
It's a little
you shoot that?
It's a little shuttle that could.
Right.
I'm
I'm
going to
looking
watch that
for
short story.
Write that short
The
story.
CBS shorts they're doing at the moment. It's one of those, isn't it?
That is so the next con adventure for the little shuttle that could.
Shuttle could.
So I'm looking for 13s on these ones, or better, ideally. That's not too bad. So that's 3. No focus bonuses, but that's 3.
So that's 3, and then for the shuttle.
Yeah. 2. But it's got no focus bonus.
No,
I'm guessing if it's got a 0.
So for comms, it's 7.
That is 4 successes from us. I
Well,
didn't like the sound of the whistle, though.
I rolled a 1, which is 2 successes. I rolled another 1, which is another 2 successes. I rolled a 3, with their focus is 2 more successes. So that's 6, 7, 8 successes.
Right, so they're not buying it.
No.
Against 4. So I could. So they generated 4 momentum, which I think I can convert straight up. I'm not going to. I'm not going to spend any. What I might do to create an advantage, maybe. So they have been very threatening, and basically, you are now suffering very fearfully of them. So they start to circle the shuttle. The environment you've got around you obviously is like closing in on you. You've got the shuttle creaking still as well. The shields are still flickering and buckling under the pressure. So there is a fear trait now amongst the crew. One of the ensigns just screams because it's TOS, and there's like that crash soon, which is like. As they do more posturing, let me get some of their more stuff out. As the computer and the weird kind of electronic voice of the computer just somehow makes it all the more sinister. It was like, the old gods came in metal craft. They used us to harvest our souls. They sent the eater of souls to devour us when we said we would no longer serve them. They left and the eater of souls left. Now the Eater of Souls returns along with tiny creatures in a metal craft. Do not deceive us. And they're like brandishing their like space guns.
So they've basically taken "we come in peace" in the worst possible way.
They have trust issues.
Do not deceive us.
Yes.
Okay.
Really, honestly, I meant peace. Honestly.
Right.
I think, can we start backing off slowly, or have they got us surrounded?
Yeah, you can. The helm can slowly start backing away.
Because I think we can pretty much clarify that negotiations are not going as hoped, really. But we still have our shields.
Yeah.
We may well be covered if they attack us, but they'll probably still crush us like a bug.
I just wonder if there's still any avenue for negotiation, but I don't think there is.
It's tricky because I think we have got leverage in some ways, and that we can go, well, look, this Eater of Souls must be the scoop. And they're obviously not big fans of it.
Yeah.
And we can probably turn it off or do stuff with it, and that will help them out.
The way that we phrase the way that we frame this, in Star Trek Adventures, is for a few things with social conflict. So you can either prevent some evidence or a deception, and that basically creates you a little trait, like an advantage, like we've got with fear, or when you had all the archaeological study. That was a trait too that could affect tasks and how difficult or easy they are. So if you've got some evidence, that basically makes it easier for you.
Yeah.
And this is all based around the persuasion task, which is one of the things we just did.
Okay.
A negotiation has a cost involved. So like you were saying, maybe it's like saying, well, what if we can stop this from happening? We'll go and make that happen, then we'll come back and we'll talk to you again. Like that could be the cost involved, is the stopping whatever this is. Or if they were negotiating, they might have a cost.
Can we do something? Maybe we can do something like project somehow our records, because we can't scan out, but we presumably have a record of what's going on and what it's doing.
Yeah. If
we projected that as part of our thing to say, look, we know what this is. Is this your Eater of Souls? We can shut that down.
And the because it's light-based communication, and the way that can work, it's obviously it's going to be a lot more efficient than us speaking like we are now. Imagine if I could just beam my thoughts.
They can literally transmit data to each other.
I think it's important.
That's a good theory. You could transmit evidence.
I think we should let them know that we know that it has stripped other planets, so we're not blind. Because if that's what their concern is, that stripping their planet, that we should say we understand their concerns in a very. We've discovered this for ourselves. So I think we.
And it's within Starfleet Predator. We find there's alien technology destroying another species. That's within our remit to want to shut that down. Regardless of any sort of cultural significance of the machine.
Yes, I think we'll basically say to reiterate, we come in peace. We understand.
Don't say that again. That didn't work. Don't use peace. Peace clearly insults their mother or something.
We come in war. Is that the opposite state?
Like Mars attacks. And they're just like, we come in peace.
We'll basically say we will. Obviously, we're not aggressive, but we need to find out what's causing this on your planet. It's happened to other planets we can see. Give us a chance to see if we can rectify the problems of people like us who have come before us.
Yes, we're Lion Bro.
I can imagine that with the archaeological records that you have, plus the kind of Starfleet database of like what you know and you as explorers, and you can say, well, this is the Federation and this, that, and the other.
Yeah, maybe some basic propaganda data.
Without the word "we come in peace."
And possibly, because also if we transmit data of the other ruined planets, they might take that as a threat as well.
Yes, we're just making sure we're aware that we know that's happened to other planets. We're not going to show it because they might think,
we're aware of the damage the Eater of Souls has done, and
thanks for giving it a name.
We're big fans of the name. We like it.
Big Dipper sounded really jovial and fun. Now we know it has a bit more of a sinister.
It was going to be Artifact 2740, but otherwise, Eater of Souls is so much better.
It's a cooler name.
Big fans.
So we'll transmit that and to let us leave, and we'll see if we can stop this from happening.
Okay. Who's leading that?
I did so well
I'll
last
try
time.
because I have command of 4, and
I could take something other than
you've got
presence,
persuasion.
I think. Have you got persuasion as a
you've got
focus?
persuasion in there.
yeah,
Nice.
persuasion, composure. I have it all. So I will do. Is control for? Is that more for interactions? Or is that for like?
No, man. They can be fairly. I take them as fairly abstract.
Yeah.
So control could be about like you being like very meticulous about no, there is this, and there is this, and you're trying to present the facts in a very careful way.
So yeah, because I'm going to be very persuasive. Well, composure, control. And just commanding.
I'm a doctor, not a diplomat, damn it.
Yeah. Well, now I am a diplomat, not a doctor. And then afterwards I will... it's confusing me now. It's like... I
love it, though. I love it.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah,
cool.
Why did I try doing you?
Control and command and persuasion.
Cool. So 2 dice base. You've got 1 momentum.
Yeah.
Do you want to spend that on the extra dice? This is going to be an opposed test again.
I have to burn that one.
I'm going to buy 1 dice.
Okay.
I want to keep some of this.
Can I
in
assist
case.
and just say what he said?
Yeah.
And you'll get the shuttle will assist with its
And
communications.
And then we shake the screaming ensign, special guest in our ensign.
Yeah.
So get yourself together.
Oh no, 60s Trek. And you just shake her.
Yeah.
Stop her.
They just sort of like a rag doll.
Yeah.
That's not good.
And then we've got
I'm
the
a
ship
doctor, not a diplomat.
Me and the ship aren't doing too badly, but
actually,
Did you get any successes?
That's actually 15. So no, I wasn't sure.
I've got a success on my one, and the ship I think with a 4 is comms is 7 on it.
That's totally the red alert.
So
Yeah.
the alarms are going off.
The
Sorry, Andy.
ensign's like they're panicking and slammed red alert on.
It's like
Can't do this with all this noise.
it was a pleasure serving with you after that.
Thank you, sir. I just noticed you're in command. Yeah, well done.
Yeah.
That's that. Yeah.
And there's another creep from the shuttle's hull as knocked 2 shields off.
Oh,
As the
my God, we
shields-
did those repairs.
The shields have been like whittling down over the course of this discourse, and you're down.
But we did have 2 successes in total from my one.
Which
and the
can't
other.
be added. He didn't get any.
Oh, if he doesn't get any, then we get nothing.
That's right.
Right.
Okay.
That's right. You can press on if you like, friends.
I think we'll say Mr. Kafour get us out of here.
Yes, I think
I think so.
Let's get at it.
Do you want a cool get us out of here, or do you want to pilot the shuttle back up? Because my thought is, if there's a cool get us out of here, I will give you folks a determination each, and I will
determination.
and I will do something nasty.
I mean,
yes, in for adventure.
It's rule of cool, isn't it? Yeah. So let's do that.
Let's do it.
All right. As the emergency transponders on the transporters somehow get a signal up to the ship and lock on to all of your life signs, the
Spends
shuttle.
all his thread.
The shuttle just crunches into a little can.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's another. You can hear as you're being transported. You can hear the crunch, and just for a second, there's that because this is canon. You can see like a blur of the 2 places that you come and go from. Is you see the shuttle implode around you, and you got points, and you got a point of determination each.
I think when we get that, the Tellarite is going to be inconsolable.
He's out.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Yeah, but the
Tellarite's gone to sick bay.
I was going to say he's going to collapse in tears.
Yeah.
This is like the Antilles. Oh God.
Yeah.
It was my favourite shuttle.
He's in the fetal. Do you tell him in the fetal position?
It's like the ensign who was screaming just puts an arm around him and walks him down to.
It's okay, but you shook me 3 minutes ago. It's like, I'll look after you now.
In sickbay, like legitimately, how are you?
Too bad. You're inconsolable. I think we'll send you to the...
Yes. The engineer is not good. I think otherwise we're sort of go, that could have gone better.
Yeah.
Could you... I need you to make some kind of counselling.
I guess that would be...
You shaking ensigns and slapping people to get them to...
Get it together.
That was counselling in the 60s.
Yeah.
That was standard counsel technique.
Stiff drink and a shake.
Yes.
It's like...
That's not a focus.
Just telling people.
I wish. We'll add that to the next supplement or something. Right.
Yeah. So you've got the crew around you. Like this panicking ensign's being strapped down to a bed. You've got like others who are just a bit inconsolable. That Mr. Kafur is just rocking in a corner, crying over his poor shuttle.
Yeah. And as the ranking officer, I think you need to debrief the captain.
Yeah.
Bye.
So I'm setting the scene up. Right? So they're about to come in. So I need you to make this medicine roll for this counselling check.
Okay.
So, what attribute are you going to use?
Might have to be control to kind of calm them down and sort of take, in a very firm bedside manner.
Okay.
Like,
Very cool.
And then with medicine, so that
Look here, old boy. We need to
15?
just calm it all down.
Do you want to burn any dice?
Well, I mean,
I can use. I think this instance I can use composure because I'm trying to show that I'm in.
You can.
That I'm in charge
And
here.
ultimately, if everyone's now safe on Lexington, if this doesn't work out, it's just a bit messy. They're still going to get the help they need.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to go on a different route then. Like we were just going to take them out the back and just get through an airlock.
Yeah,
we're done with
now.
them. Sorry.
That's why we have a large crew complement. We don't need all of them.
This is not very Trek. This is just kind of. All right.
I was thinking more that we've got time to give
So that's just one there.
So that is 15, and I have composure.
Cool. So this is difficulty 2, and for each, I'll let you. That's curing like one person of the trait, the fear trait, and then you can spend 1 momentum to cure another.
Yeah.
Another one you can spend as many as you like on that.
Oh my god! That's
a complication.
I need to go back to.
That's like, please don't worry about the shuttle-eating aliens that nearly destroyed all of us. I mean,
it's fine.
We need to calm down because there's no way they can fly out and eat the ship from here. Not that would ever happen.
This is very much like, get together, you're fine. There's nothing wrong. And it's like, why are they still crying? I don't understand. It's like, why are you crying?
Bedside manner, not your thing.
No,
clearly, is it? You wanted to be a research doctor, didn't you? None of these messy
just wanted to be in a lab.
Okay. Right. So
I'll be handing in my. My
tune in next week when we'll succeed a dice roll. Yes.
Back on board, Captain Corsalia, who's been the commanding officer for the Big Dipper up to now. Still is. That was a weird way of saying it. Walked into sickbay with your captain, Captain Moore, and the two of them, ask you for a debriefing.
Yeah. So that could have gone better. I mean, we'll just lay out the facts. There's no blame to sign. We took a risk to find out what was in the atmosphere. I think we have uncovered a lot of information that was previously unknown to Starfleet at this point, so it's not a complete failure. It's a life form we have never come across before, but as a result, although it could have gone better, the interactions, we have uncovered some disturbing information about the nature of this device, but the local life forms call it, was it the Harvester of Souls? Eater of Souls, yes. So
you can see Captain Corsalia pale.
I think our opener was, Captain, first off, we haven't started a war, so that's good.
So we reiterate that we followed every step of the Prime Directive along the way, so it's not our fault.
We did all the proper risk assessments. They were all they're on your tablet now.
And although it was a risky mission, ultimately I think it has paid off because now we have more information about this device and its wider implications.
And a lot more space in the shuttle bay now. Yes, actually, it has to be said. So, there's a lot more room to move.
You hear Mr. Kafur just wail.
His
corner as soon as he hears that.
It's like, quiet you.
Sorry, Rhys. Okay. What are your... Captain Casalia's gone quiet and your captain asks you, what are your recommendations?
I think we need to do a thorough analysis of the structure and to see if there's any way of powering it down. And then we have two options. If we wish to continue a dialogue with these entities, we have to shut it down before we see them again, or we can shut off the device, and leave, or worst case, we could just not interfere at all. But that I don't think is the most appropriate thing because we don't know where it's heading to after this planet.
As long as they are up for opening dialogue and diplomacy, there is an awful lot Starfleet can learn from this culture, and I don't think we'll want to walk away from the exploratory possibilities of this thing. But we will also have to. Now we've actually got some. I mean, I don't know what we got back from the shuttle, but is there various ways we can modify a shuttle to work better in that atmosphere? Now we're more aware of the pressures involved.
Are we allowed another shuttle? I think would be the
no.
Yes. What's the shuttle complement of a constitution?
I think for the time being we don't need to go out to the atmosphere. We need to work out any way we can power down the machine, and if there's going to be any implications if we do shut it down, if it makes anything worse. I think
we don't want it to suddenly blow up and tear the planet apart.
Sure.
Because that would be a big oopsie. Yeah.
Captain Castalia finally kind of firms up, comes to her senses a little bit, and she turns directly facing Captain Moore, and she says that she will absolutely she'll order the deactivation of the Big Dipper. We'll need to slow its rotation, and we'll get it back onto the equatorial plane. And she says that she will tender her resignation. And that she asks you to return her to the nearest starbase to be court-martialed.
Good lord!
Well, I have that power.
She's essentially taken responsibility for the life that's been lost.
I think let's first of all make sure we resolve this issue before we start. I mean, it's very noble of her to do that, but I don't think it was intentional. Yeah. I don't,
What's the group consensus? Do you you wanted to try and stay in command, don't be so silly, or do you want to be like, okay, we'll take over?
To be honest, I would say proves herself a highly conscientious officer. Yeah. So if she's willing to do that, and as far as we know, it hasn't necessarily killed or destroyed anyone since shutting it down early wouldn't necessarily have saved any lives. And it might even have cost some lives. So I think she's behaved as any Starfleet officer should.
Yeah. Does someone want to roll me an insight and con test? Difficulty 1.
Yeah. Would I be able to use a investigation focus?
I'll let that apply. Yeah. On a more kind of Starfleet procedural level. Yeah. Absolutely.
So that would be for control and
it's insight and con.
So that is
because con's about procedure.
That's 11. So it's a bit of 11. What have you?
I'm not so good. I got 3.
Yeah. Okay. I'll do that with investigation.
It's difficulty 1.
That is 1 success.
I really hate you.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's ironic that the blue dice, not the red dice, are getting you killed.
Yeah, exactly right. It's like
but you'll know from a little bit of you took a seminar at Starfleet Academy on some
kind of an e-seminar.
Exactly right. You've seen the TED Talk. There is no way that she could have known what's happening. Yeah. There's no Federation court that will find her guilty. Yeah. But her conscience has kind of has declared her guilty in her own mind. Basically. Yeah,
I think come to sick bay. We'll give you a scan.
Come on.
Yes. One thing I think we could do in the meantime, if we can get analysis on some of the information. So there were things like the nature. They're kind of like firearms because they were like 21st century rifles, and also some of the things they refer to. I mean, is there any way they're kind of an evolved or de-evolved form of another species?
I mean, we might not have the shuttle itself, but your tricorder.
Yeah, exactly. So I wanted to analyse information, see if there's anything we can extrapolate about this kind of this new species, because there are similarities in terms of their weaponry, some of the terminology they use, whether there's some sort of some form of humanity, I guess, scatting the stars.
Yeah, sure. So that cool difficulty 0 task we did at one of the beginning bits of the first episode?
Oh, yes, yeah.
Where we could then ask questions. We're going to do one of those. Woo. So it's going to be reason and science.
Oh, God.
But it's going to be difficulty 0. So every success you get will be momentum. And with that momentum, you can ask me questions.
Reason and science. So that is...
The ship will assist.
Lexington.
And...
Goodbye, little shuttle.
Yeah, full Lexington. Full Lecky.
Right.
Just also as a session, I might say to the commander that actually, if she really wants to make up for things, she needs to stay here and solve the
Yeah.
problem.
Nice.
Get it together.
Yeah, and so
Yeah,
don't
totally.
run back to Starfleet.
Yeah.
Sort it.
No, I'll take
I
that.
think
Yeah,
that
yeah.
would be-
You give her a good kind of rousing kind of
that's what we
talking
do
to,
at
and you're like,
Starfleet,
come
we
on,
don't
we're going to
walk away
fix
from it.
this. Yeah, she's on board. All right, cool.
Darkest before dawn
Yeah.
kind of speech.
Yeah.
I'm also wondering on engineering, if these creatures are communicating with light and obviously adjusting for the potential diffractions in the atmosphere of the planet, can we actually communicate from the ship?
You had me at diffraction.
No, you like a bit of physics.
That was
Throw it
good.
in there. Oh,
I was saying last week, this is full of physics.
Yeah.
If you read this adventure, it's full of technical babble. I love it.
right.
Cool. Yes, I
Right.
love that idea. So we'll be do a bit of work on getting that working
Well, I'm distracting because you're...
No. That's
yeah.
I think
But-
all of
for sure.
So
And yeah, check the ship for me. So this is going to be science, but computers, I think, is the system.
computer systems, which is 7, and department science, which is 3.
Yeah.
So do you want to
Does
roll?
this have any
Oh,
talents that
systems.
apply?
Oh,
Modular
shit.
laboratories.
Yes.
Choose how the laboratories are configured. This counts as an advantage, which applies to work
Weren't
performance.
they anthropology?
Yeah.
So the desk
Which
over
is
there and
which
the
is
lamps
like
on the corner.
perfect
Yeah.
for this. It's already difficulty 0, so I will give you a bonus point of momentum instead
Okay.
when you complete this. So bonus momentum you can't save, so
Yeah.
you have to spend it
Immediately.
when you've done the task.
Okay, cool.
Or you lose it.
So I'm going to do. What was that? That was reason and science, wasn't
Reason
it?
and science.
And we get a ship assist.
And the
dice
ship
as
And I
assist.
well.
failed massively.
Ah! You got determination, remember?
Yes.
So you can re-roll those dice.
Is that just one or both?
Both.
We'll definitely be doing that.
What are you using? What value?
Value.
Yeah. Don't break promises.
Yeah, because we promised we would look into it, even if they didn't like it.
Right? We've got to look into
Yes.
this.
That's a little bit better.
Better.
Yeah.
And for the success from the ship.
yeah.
One.
Yes, that is, isn't it? Yep. So that's 2 successes.
Awesome. You've got 3 momentum, including
Cool.
that bonus 1.
Yep.
Giles, what questions do you want to ask?
Um.
And you can chime in as
yeah,
well.
so-
So I have to answer truthfully. That's the thing about this.
Okay.
It's like be vague, but
Right.
yeah, I have to answer truthfully. So you can ask me whatever about these beings and this what you saw down there, and I'll tell you.
Well, I suppose one thing is, do we think there is a definite possibility for diplomatic communication?
Yeah.
with them?
Do we share kind of a culture, as it were, like? Because there are similarities, just like terminology, they use their weapons. So just
Essentially, would it be best to just leave them
Yeah.
alone, or do we know enough that it is worth trying to start diplomatic conversations? And
Federation has some of the best diplomats in the known galaxy.
it's not us.
It's not you. Certainly
we'll
not you.
not be moving into the diplomatic corps after this.
Wow.
They'll probably get a Vulcan ambassador
Yeah.
in to negotiate for years, literal years.
Yeah.
But so it's going to be very difficult, but it can be done.
Okay.
So we haven't completely screwed it.
No. They might be impressed by our daring. So that's all we have is daring. Everyone's
all about
looking
the
at
daring.
daring characters.
Cool. So let's count that as like the bonus momentum. So you've
Yeah.
got 2 momentum. You can keep them if you want, or you can ask me 2 more, like up to 2 more questions. There's plenty of questions about kind of what
Yeah.
they were. Like you want to know.
I wonder, are they?
weapons and
Yeah,
stuff?
are they a devolved or an evolved species? Because I get the feeling that they were another species at one point, and their atmosphere has probably changed them for better or for worse.
Yeah. From the looking through some of the tricorder data that you've got, comparing it with the observations of the crew and what you saw down there, they are certainly a native species that has evolved on that planet.
Okay.
I will even give you as well, because this is quite key to the mission as well. That the I'll just find a little bit here. Yeah, that analysing the data that you got from your tricorder, it shows that the dilithium in the creatures correspond to sensory organs, nerve fibres, and their brain structure. and it's composed of dilithium and phosphate.
So the machine is literally harvesting their, or like
So
eating their
dilithium
souls.
is whales.
Yeah.
Dilithium is whales, yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah, no, the captain needs to be fired then in that case. That's it. Actually, there has been some significant loss of life, it turns out.
Okay.
But she had no idea.
Yeah. No.
The way that they're packaged up.
It's a bit like when people buy tuna, they don't know it's dolphin sometimes. It's
Yes.
that kind of.
Why'd you come at me like that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to help
So-
if we say, we think we know where your relatives are, but you'll have to figure out which block they're in.
Yeah.
Don't go
Not
on
gonna go
mythic
well.
So-
dolphins.
Has anyone actually analysed any of the kind of metal scrunchies that were just shot into space? The one that held the dilithium kind of metal cubes.
Oh, for like biological science.
Has it? So have we? Has anyone actually analysed it, or have we just been great dilithium fuel or whatever?
Yeah, the engineers have analysed it, and what they found obviously didn't compare to any known life signs. There is the episode like they've just discovered like kind of like silicon-based life. But the stuff down here is kind of crystallized dilithium-based almost life, like it's purely theoretical.
Yeah.
So they just saw compounds like it's like if an alien race would find us and they'd be go, oh well, that's carbon and that's.
So is there recourse to kind of reanalyze it to see if it's still alive?
Yes. I think it's probably gone.
Well, you never know.
I don't think we're getting the whales back. I mean, I like that
we
you
can try down there.
God damn it, yes.
We can try.
I'm a doctor, not an engineer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a dreamer, not a doctor.
Yeah.
But you.
I think we do need to reanalyze it in light of this sort of.
Yeah, totally. As part of that test, I'll let you do that. So you scan some of the closer little containers that are in orbit. You do get a very detailed scan from the Lexington, and based on your observations and based on the computer kind of simulations of their evolution and their biological makeup and stuff. It's what you'd consider like dead matter.
Okay.
They're literally like tuna cans now. So unfortunately, they did indeed eat some souls.
I suppose we can still get some spare fuel then.
Yeah, this is the big question.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Starships aren't going to power themselves.
So imagine you could run cars out of graveyards.
Yes, exactly.
Is that good? I don't. It's what's the star? Yes. Further question: what's the Starfleet protocol for discovering your ships are being powered by dead bodies?
We're going so.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I think we definitely need to work out how about shutting down the Dipper.
Yes. Can we double check, because this might become relevant, although it's massively canonical, the actual dilithium as we use it, is that the same as this? So is there a possibility that all dilithium is sentient in some way?
No.
Or is this like
in the same way
carbon-based, but we can use carbon, it's different things?
Yes, exactly that. A diamond is not
CBS's lawyers are going to be the phone.
It's just the same material.
Just stop this stream. What are they talking about?
Yeah, cut it. Okay, no, that's
so
still
we've got to worry that we've got to shut down all space travel.
No.
Yeah.
So no. Okay. Well, I think that's answered a few little queries there. So we should do the infrared reprogramming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do that and try and open a communication and perhaps show them us shutting it down. If we could do maybe just show them a movie, basically, just so the data of us shutting down the Eater of Souls.
Sure. Okay. So
that might be the best way to.
Or should we wait till we got a montage to show them? It was actually succeeded.
Have a montage.
All right. Why don't we shut down the Dipper first?
Yeah.
And then,
but I think we should tell them that we're going to do.
it.
We should tell them we're going to do that because there were the nuclear strikes to it, and I don't think we want anyone launching any tactical warheads at us. Yeah, yes. I'm wondering if they got.
Yes, that's the question we didn't ask. Where did the nukes come from? Which is something which.
Well, we knew they came from the gas giant sort of direction, so I'm wondering if it was those.
Yeah, you did have a big clue that they were coming from the kind of surface area that you were actually at. So that was. And
I think the space whales holding guns was. It seems something they would do.
Check out our nuke launchers.
Yeah. Yes.
Will that be the next set of miniatures? Whales with nuclear
It's
guns?
not. It's not the next set of miniatures. Don't say that.
Oh,
Oh man.
Nuke whales, the war
I see. Like
game.
your space world drawing is still awesome.
Oh.
I think
Just-
put that on the camera.
Okay. All right.
This
Back
space whale
aboard.
drawing.
Back aboard the Big Dipper.
Where Treasure's handwriting, right.
Back aboard the Big Dipper at the hub that's in the centre of the pivot. That's where most of the habitation area is and stuff,
Yeah.
and where the labs and stuff are. That's where Starfleet has interred themselves. People are in a rush because you've only got a certain amount of time before they can't stop the velocity of this Big Dipper, like going this way. So, they can, but you're at a very crucial point where one of the bottom ones is going to
to
dip
start
in.
dipping. Yeah.
So you need to start shutting them
Very quickly.
down.
When we shut it
very
down,
quickly.
what happens to it
Can
from
we
an
tow
engineering
it
point of
in
view?
some way? If it's been moved from one place to another to do different gas giants and ruin different
They've done
planets,
that over this. Oh,
Can we try and just put it
because my
pull the
also
whole
concern
unit
is it just sort of
back?
plummets as well, or
Yeah.
something. I mean,
And
I
I
guess
imagine
it's
there's a lot of. There is a critical balance of gravimetric forces on this piece of thing.
yeah,
So
right.
throwing all the techno babble in.
Is there a tractor beam? Will that be enough of strength 3?
I mean,
be able to
compared to
hold
the
it?
size of
Oh, tractor beam.
gotta get a
If
tractor beam in
if
somewhere.
you use a tractor beam, you would risk, because they're very thin tethers.
Yeah.
Remember, you would risk one of the tethers shearing off and
Okay.
probably falling into the planet.
Okay.
that might squish some whales on the way down.
It's not the most ecologically friendly way of getting this out.
No. Okay.
You could do it. It would be very difficult.
I'm thinking it's good idea to shut down the Eater of Souls. I'm not sure it's
Yeah.
good for diplomacy to drop the Eater of Souls on
No,
them.
exactly. Yeah.
It's like, oh,
Here you go.
Here's a present.
it's like, was that your city?
Uh,
Whoopsie. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So,
So fair enough. We need to.
let's see if we can shut it down and make sure it's stabilized somehow. That's the...
Can we use a tractor beam to try and reduce momentum on the ones about to scoop its way in? Can we add some tractor beam to just necessarily try and stop it, but just try
absolutely.
and give it a gentle pull?
Yeah, any complications are going to be like shearing the structure and like,
Yeah, but it
messing
might
around
buy
with
us
it.
a
But
bit of
that might
time.
add a bit if undoubtedly we're rolling some blue dice on this.
Yes,
it may ultimately be.
I don't know what.
Here's a whole bag of other dice.
Yes.
Just don't roll those blue dice.
Yeah. No. I've got to
Retiring the blue dice.
redeem them.
Okay.
Okay, that's how player groups die. You
Yeah.
know that.
Again, this is going to be an extended task. So the work you got to complete work tracker 15. You got 3 breakthroughs. That's the kind of big thing. So
Right.
I am improvising this a little bit, but I think the first breakthrough you've got to slow down the Big Dipper, and then I think the third one ultimately is to like pull it out of the way, like you're saying. You have to do that. Well, it's up to you guys how you do it. But maybe this is kind of it. You kind of have to pull it out of the way. And I think the middle one is kind of like shutting down the systems, probably. All right. Cool. Okay. So you're doing this from the Lexington with the idea of
Absolutely.
like
Yes.
tractor beams?
Yes,
or...
yes. I think we want to do this in a warp-capable vessel.
I mean, so from Captain Corelio, is that her name?
Yeah.
Corsalia. Sorry, Corsalia. So, was there any sign that it could be it needed to be shut down from the Dipper itself, or can it be done?
Well, there's a
So,
Starfleet team on
yeah.
which, isn't there? So
Shutting down, so the second breakthrough, shutting down the Big Dipper will have to take place from the hub.
Okay.
right.
So we can we'll get you to roll for the tasks because
Yeah.
that's more interesting. But we can, for the sake of it, be like, yeah, they're aboard the hub and they are shutting the thing down.
Yeah.
Because we are the least qualified people to do any of this. Is our
Unless you
actual
fancy
character.
a
So this is kind
little
of
field trip.
Yes. Yeah, the last one went so well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's going to be a good day when we're not surrounded by armed, angry whales, isn't it? That's going to be the benchmark now for all away missions.
Have you got the tactical reference sheet from the black reference sheets?
Navigation.
Navigation. There should be a tractor beam thing somewhere.
Security oversight and tactical reference.
Tractor beam is the last one on the right hand
Beam.
side.
Engage a tractor beam on a nearby object or vessel. This requires a control plus security task. Yes. Assisted by the ship's weapons and security with a difficulty of 3 and can only be directed at a target within close range. So security is my bag, and control is pretty good. So I think I'm going to get on the tractor beam operation because that's what I joined Starfleet security for.
Your whole career has been
that was
leading
it.
up to
I'm
this
leading
moment.
up to. I studied hard, and
Pinnacle of
that's
my
what I
career.
want.
Okay.
So I can do security of 5 and
Control.
what is it? Control is 8, so I'm on 13. And
He focuses
shipboard
tactical systems.
that'll do.
That's focus.
But I've still got 2 dice and we've got no momentum.
I've only got 6 threat.
I probably ought to throw him a threat. I mean, I know it's sort of buying into his thing, but
And what would what's the ship
because we
doing?
need
Weapons and
3
security.
weapons and security.
9 and so
It's got on average. We've got we'd have an extra. And what are we rolling for the ship? Just 1 dice or 2?
so yeah, so
Just one. If the ship assists,
We've got a chance of getting 3 successes.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to
maybe
have to.
buy
We're going to have to
threat.
let him have a threat,
Yeah.
aren't we? Yeah. So shall I buy another one? In mind.
Do you want
All right.
a fourth
Here we
one?
go. But, no, we didn't.
I think we live quite dangerously so far.
Yes, we
so.
have indeed. Let's dive in. Oh, well, that
Hey.
could be worse.
Hey!
Yeah,
So nearly
I will
at
play.
20.
I will play the ship next time.
So nearly at 20. So that's 2 successes, and that's under my security. So that's 3 successes from mine and 1 from the ship.
Yep.
4 total. Give yourself
Total,
1
we get
momentum.
a momentum. 1 precious momentum.
And I need you to roll 2 challenge dice plus whatever your security is.
My security is 5.
So roll another 5 challenge dice.
7 in total. Here come the D6s. Ooh, well,
3 work.
3 work.
All right. 12. Okay. So you engage the tractor beam and you start to slow the Big Dipper down, but the momentum of the other side, because as you're kind of on this side and as that's falling down, this one's rising
We can
up.
only slow it. We can't
And you
stop
can,
it.
you are working at slowing it down, but even the thruster, under the thruster power that you've got, it's just not enough. It just starts to just dip into the atmosphere. You're getting very close to the atmosphere. Roll again for me.
That's
Close.
So it's to say it's my 2 dice though, isn't it? Because we spent how long? Do we spend the momentum again?
Yeah, I spent it. Yeah.
We can
Do
cheat
you
him
want
threat.
a 4th dice? It's the
That's
same.
2 threat.
I know, but it's the same roll.
But we did okay
Yeah,
on the
I think we're
last
doing
one.
that.
I'm confident we can do this.
Yeah.
Starfleet officers, for God's sake. Yes. Bring in on the ship. Right. Oh, that's not too bad. No doubles, but that is 2 successes.
Roll for the ship.
What's on?
Same again. Weapons and security.
Yep. That's a success.
That's the 3rd one.
So 3 successes.
3 successes.
Roll
So-
those 7 challenge dice for me again as you just manage to maintain a tractor beam lock on the back of the Big Dipper.
God damn it! Hold
As
together.
it slows. That's better. That will get
better.
you a breakthrough.
Ray.
How many was that?
So
It was
it's-
5 altogether, wasn't it?
That one.
And is that affects that double? Or?
It's just 1.
1. Okay.
So with those 5, you manage to slow down the Big Dipper. You get a hail from the hub, and it's Captain Casalia. And it is rather a frantic message. She says that there are auto repair drones just coming out the walls. They're coming out of various vents and ports. We're not sure where from, but they're trying to stop us. They're trying to stop down the shutdown. And then it like crackles up and she gets cut off.
Ready phasers, Captain.
Can you do just blow up the Big Dipper?
No, we'd blow the little drones. If there's little drones,
I think
we
they're
zap them.
inside.
So they're inside the hub. So
Oh, right,
they're
they're
not,
like
they're not
scampering
floating around
out.
the outside.
Yes.
Because having a
They're like
quick
the little
scan.
repair things in the other franchise we shouldn't mention that
Yes.
involves a big ship.
Yeah,
Yes,
except
right.
they're a lot bigger.
Yeah.
They're like 3 people size.
Oh, right.
And because it was like the ones that were talked about when you went to one of the collectors, and they had discovered these before, but at both ends of the collectors. So these auto repair drones would come along and they would repair, they would fix things, and they would kind of scuttle off and then kind of power down.
Are they? Do we know if they're going to pose a threat to the people on the Dipper?
Oh yeah, defo.
Okay.
Right, so this is a bit of a wrinkle.
Yeah.
So we've sort of stopped the Dipper going into the atmosphere any more than it has. Have we, or is that shutting down? But now the drones are trying to undo everything we're doing.
Yeah.
So is this a safe time that we can actually start pulling or tearing bits apart? I mean, I don't want to break this, but
How far have they got in shutting down the system? That's the main thing. They're doing it from the.
Well, they haven't reported that they've done it. You're about halfway through the works track, so you've got 7 work left to complete, and you've done your first breakthrough. Narratively, they were working on the second breakthrough.
Right.
So the Lexington has to take over. Well, they have to go and assist somehow.
Yeah.
It's landing party time. Captain will orders you. It's away party time. Doctor.
Yeah.
Commander.
right.
I'll
leave my.
You get your face.
Yes.
We're ready.
Yeah.
Right. Take a landing party straight over there and go and help the crew.
Yes. Screw the tractor beam. This is what I joined Starfleet for.
So someone takes over your place. You grab your medical supplies, your med kit, your weird big syringe hyposprays, and you head over via transporter to the Big Dipper. Yeah. You beam into one of their transporter pads that's not been crewed at the moment, but you head straight through down some corridors and straight into the ops area as they're trying to shut things down. People are firing phasers at these things. They're these big metal caterpillar-like things, and they're like kind of a good kind of almost, some of them 10-foot long kind of thing, and these kind of mechanical metal. All the budget's gone on this, by the way. All the metal like mechanical caterpillar things that are then equally at one end, they're like tail end little manipulators are like flicking off switches and powering up systems at the same time as they're like hacking and like trying to pincer the members of the crew to like, as they see as these like probably pests as like targets or something to just kind of stop and get rid of.
Is anybody is injured?
There are a couple of people injured on the other side of the room. Okay. So they're a good medium range to you there.
I will offer covering fire for the doctor.
I'll dash. Slow motion run.
Nice. All right. Well, yeah. So we work in a kind of active initiative where you guys get to go first, pick one of you, and then you hand over to me, and I'll pick an NPC, and then I'll hand over back to you guys.
Right. Okay. Well, I think it's our most important thing is getting you to the injured.
Yeah, and then and cover me, and then you can then join in the fight of repelling the.
Cool. So we'd like him to go first.
And I do remember you have quick to action.
Oh,
which means that in the first round, in this round, you can keep the initiative for free.
Ooh, we'll do
that.
So
you can both go.
So I can do covering fire while he's
my
doing
folks
that.
will go. Yeah.
Cool. Let's do.
Are you able to do a combination of focuses and talents?
Yeah, of course.
I know, because I've got like field medicine, composure. I think veteran, is that a
veteran? I believe it is in the core book.
So it's not the science.
No, veteran's in the core book, and I think it allows you to do something called with determination. I think you actually roll maybe that's the inexperienced officer. It's around there somewhere.
Somewhere here, solving crises. Yeah.
It's in the character creation of it. It'll be further forward than that, not back, like you're going.
Yeah. There's some intermission music playing while we just consult the book.
Go back. No, go back. It's at one of the steps of character creation, and it talks about. There we go. Veteran at the bottom.
Veteran.
Here's inexperienced, talented, and with a wait. What? The character spends a point of determination.
If you roll an effect, and if the effect is rolled, you regain that point of determination.
There you go.
I think field medicine is probably where.
Yes. Field medicine might be in there. Trek 135, which is the beginning of the talents, and then. See, I do know some things.
Right, here we go. So probably a medicine thing. Doctor's orders. Field medicine.
So when attempting a medicine task, you may ignore any increase in difficulty for working without the proper tools or equipment.
You got the proper tools.
You don't need bandages. Nah. You can just make people heal.
Just rip off you.
Yeah, exactly.
Rip off your bits of your shirt and shove it into people's wounds. It's fine.
Just shake them. Put a bandage on. They'll be fine.
Shake them. They'll be fine. Okay.
Okay, right.
All right.
Oh,
Dilly
and
dallying
also,
zones.
it might be useful if I do mine first, because I
Yeah.
also have close protection,
Ooh.
which means on a successful attack, I can spend a momentum to protect a single ally within close range. Next attack against that ally.
Okay. So, like, are you moving together
Yeah.
as you're providing covering fire, and you're getting to the wounded?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I tell you what, Andy, why don't you go technically like first?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
as the two of you, as you say, you move together towards these injured crew members of the.
And am I assisting another character during combat? Because then it says the character you assist may gain momentum if they succeed. Okay, assist. Right, we've got no momentum left, so I'm down to 2 dice, and I've got my ship to help me.
So you guys move towards this injured party, so that's just a minor action. You move within medium range. But I want you to shoot some of these drones, try and shut them down.
Absolutely. Here they come. I've got the 2 dice, and that's not bad. That is actually 3 successes, I believe. And pretty much anything I use.
Cool, that's good. Because difficulty is 2 to hit them at range.
So yeah, because I'm assuming I can use my hand phasers focus.
Yeah.
Yes, you absolutely can.
There you go.
Cool, okay. I was almost right. Meter-long millipedes constructed with the same bronze-like metal as a skyhook. Each of their tiny feet has 3 tiny claws that can grip onto a target.
It just makes them sound cute when you say tiny. You know, you say grip onto a target, not so cute. But tiny feet.
Lots of tiny lacerations,
tiny
though. Not so cute. All right, so you hit one. Roll me your damage on your phaser. Right. So that's the challenge dice again.
Is phaser type 2, so it's an 8 damage.
Awesome.
On that one. And do I get any bonuses for having done anything particular? Or
no, because you moved.
Right. Oh,
unless you want to give
momentum. Did I give that? If it was difficulty 2, did I get a momentum?
Yeah, give yourself a momentum.
So we've got one.
You can buy one more challenge dice with that momentum if you like, or you can roll all of them, and then if you want, you can spend 1 momentum and you can re-roll any number of them.
I think 8 sounds a pretty healthy amount of
Yeah,
dice to roll.
And then you can re-roll them if you need it with that momentum. Yeah.
So that's that could be worse. So, and these are all counting as 1s, are
3,
they?
4, 5, 6, 7. That is it. I mean, you take one of them out for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
As you're rushing like head low, you're jumping over these things with like doing flips and stuff with your tail, and you're phasering one that was just coming at you, and you shoot it, and it does that kind of like down on the floor, cool mechanical thing.
Yes.
And then you like baseball slide in to like try and get to these
So on the
these
knees,
patients.
but bent really far back. Sort
Yes.
of way.
Yeah.
Well, hyperspring is good. Sit down. One for you, one for you.
I'm a Dr. Not a baseball player.
And then shake one of them quickly.
You're
All
just
right.
slapping people backwards.
slapping the hyper like,
First aid, daring and medicine.
Daring and
Difficulty
medicine.
of 1. Success means that the injured character is stabilised and will not die at the end of this
I
scene.
love that daring and medicine.
Yeah,
that's the roles we should be
That's
making.
how I do medicines, daring.
Yeah.
Daring and medicine.
Never use
That's
anything
10 daring
bad.
for medicine.
Bold? No. Okay.
Right. So, 14. Come on, redeem myself. No. The needle goes astray.
Yes. The operation was a success, but the patient died.
Yeah.
Oopsie.
Yeah.
They are going to have a permanent injury, and there's not a lot you can do about
Well, that are the millipedes. So I'm going to write it up.
Right.
That'd be a good scar
They're
treatment.
not dead, but they will be in one of those Captain Pike wheelchair
That
things.
bad?
Yeah. They're all messed. They're all kinds of messed up.
Yeah.
You've stabilised them,
Yes.
but they're going to be permanently
Save
injured.
the life, but you can't save
Yeah.
everything. Yes.
Exactly.
All right, perfect. All right, Andy. One of these millipedes rounds on you and uses their plasma cutters to like try and cut into you.
So they had tiny feet a minute ago. Where did plasma cutters come from?
That's what their tiny feet are.
Damn it!
As his little claws are coming at you, you can see these like little like plasma-y blades.
Oh
coming at
God!
you.
That's why I couldn't save the guy. That's going in the report.
That is. It's an opposed check because it's
right.
close combat.
So-
all right, so you can buy dice if you want. I spent a threat, so I rolled 3 dice, and this is going to be daring and security.
I'm thinking.
Oh wait, they're rubbish. I did get 2. Okay.
So how many dice are you? Am I allowed to know how many dice you're
Do you know
rolling?
what? I scored 2 successes.
Ooh. I think, and if they just hit me, they're doing damage anyway, don't they? Or do they do damage?
If I succeed, then it's the active player that wins. So that's me.
And
I'm making the attack. So you need to get one better than they did.
I think I'm going to take the, because part of me thinks I want to save this momentum for us hitting them.
You've got determination, right?
But I have got determination.
You've got, in fact, you've got
So-
2 determination points. So you could spend one now, and you could add a d20 to your pool that's already rolled a crit. So you've got 2 successes straight off the bat.
I might want to say, can I use them to re-roll later? Because I might want to save
Yes.
that to hit one next time around. That sounds better as a hit. But if I will do a re-roll, because I can hopefully do something. Let's see if I can get the 2 on. Yes. 2, so that's actually 4 successes.
What
Under my
focus are you
security
using?
is 5.
Oh, hand-to-hand combat.
And hand-to-hand combat, I have a focus.
All right.
True Kirk style.
Yeah.
Smack.
Yeah. Give yourself 2
It's a double
momentum.
fist square.
You got 2 momentum,
To do dual wielding chops.
Yes.
Where it's just like,
and you have dodged. And you have dodged out of the way. The rest of the crew, the Corps of Engineers, they're still trying to fight these things off. There's phaser fire flying overhead. Back over to top of the round. One of you guys. Who wants to go first?
right. So where
Well, have you got? How is he doing with saving people?
You've got one other patient here that needs
Okay.
to be looking after.
I will do it.
Don't roll any more 20s.
No, I
Now, can I still use? Have I now used my quick to action and I can't? Now we're into.
That was
combat.
the both of you
That was
going.
an initiative bonus, right?
that's better.
Oh, that's more like it.
I
Yes.
give him the shake of a lifetime and put him back together.
He is great.
Yeah.
He is fine. He will engineer for the rest of
Yeah.
the
He
days.
will name his children after you.
He will. What's his name? He promises. I'll name our kids after you.
Yeah.
It's like a young, it's not a young Tellarite engineer.
Yeah. I'll name my kids after you. Unfortunately, there was a complication.
Yeah.
It's not that kind of show, Andy. All right.
So stabilize.
So, do you want to spend 2 momentum to keep the initiative?
I think we probably should.
I think
Is that's probably worth it, isn't it?
I think we should send momentum for that, yeah.
How many of these creatures are there? I mean, is this a drop in the ocean or?
Well, there's one fighting you directly, and then for the sake of narrative, I'll once that's defeated, I'll move on.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's hang on to it and see if I can finish them off. So is
Yeah.
that? Do we have to spend 2 momentum for that?
Yeah,
I think that's worth it.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So I got that, and should I spend the last one and get another dice? Oh no, I'll spend that determination I was going to spend.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
I can get myself the extra 1,
Yep. You've got that.
and then I've got my other 2.
So this is 50-50, is it?
Um,
Punchy.
Ideally, I'll be shooting him with my phaser.
Well, I mean that. Not really.
Fair enough. If punching the metal robot is the way forward, then
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, you can't really disengage very easily at this point. Guard, pass, direct. No, punchy.
Fair enough.
I'll roll.
So
I'll roll.
I have got easily 4 successes.
Oh, come on, my 7s. Nope. In fact, I rolled 2 20s.
Do you
And a
just chop it in
15.
half?
So I've reached in and pulled its brain out through one of the.
That's not quite how
Things or
complications
something.
work, but
Yeah.
they come into effect after you've actually resolved the check. So roll your challenge dice for me. Your melee.
So how do I get from melee?
Roll
So
your-
unarmed strike is 6 dice.
Yeah.
It says for me. So that's
With
not
momentum,
too
you
bad.
can buy more challenge dice, or you can re-roll challenge dice.
I know he's got 2 complications now, so I think I can. So I think I can roll with just the 1. Actually. Well, I did think I could roll just the 1.
3.
That's a 3.
Okay.
I suppose that's quite average for 3, don't it?
So you smack it, and it pulls back a bit, but it is still on you. What would you like the complication to be?
Can it get its orders backwards and it starts shutting things down instead of turning things off?
For 2 complications, I'll give you that. That's really cool. All right. So
It's on our side now.
You see
We have a
mechanic.
pet millipede. It's like-
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, McFuzzy or something.
Yeah.
You see it mechanically not quite sure what it's doing, and then it stops attacking you and it just starts flicking off all the buttons and all the consoles start powering down again.
Yes.
So
Yay.
it will actually help. So it'll actually help. I'll give you that as an advantage for your rolls next time.
Negotiation through violence.
While the Corps of Engineers are containing the rest of this, the problem you guys can get to actually helping shut it down. So I need definitely an engineering task, but it's up to you guys what approach you want to take with your attributes. Someone needs to lead the task. I'll have.
I suppose I've got
I-
slightly
I-
more
Captain
engineering
Casalia.
than you. It's not by much.
Captain Casalia will assist. She will use her presence and engineering
Can
as
I
she
use,
helps you folks out.
I guess fitness and engineering is a bit of a stretch, I imagine.
Well, no, but just how are you using it?
In that case, trying to run around and get as many things done as possible.
Pulling
as quickly
panels
as
off.
possible. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Fitness and engineering is
That
perfectly
gives
good
you
with
extra
me.
bonus. So,
How are you helping out?
Telling him what to do, like that panel, that panel.
well, yes.
Presence,
Presence, yeah, just
and engineering.
yeah, like
Yeah,
just
that'd be fine.
take up space in the room.
Cool.
And so, shall I spend this momentum and get myself on
I think so,
dice
yeah.
if we're doing this
All right.
together?
This is going to be difficulty 2.
So just one dice. So
I've
got a
got
breakthrough
3 now in my hand, and I'm looking for fitness and engineering. I'm looking for 14s. So, ideally, I'm looking for 2s, but there's 3 plus 4.
it's just the one for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Ooh, but it's good. So
Captain
3.
Casalia gave you 2 more successes.
Wow.
She got a crit.
Yes. Awesome. So that's 5 in total for us.
That's brilliant. Add 3 momentum to your group pool right now that you can spend on this task.
Lovely, lovely momentum.
And roll for me 2 challenge dice plus your engineering.
Oh. Sadly, only 2. So it's 4 dice.
That's fine. So remember, you can buy more challenge dice 1 for 1,
It's not
or you can
worthwhile
spend 1 momentum to re-roll any number of challenge dice once you've rolled.
Shall we buy 2 and
Yeah.
save 1 for reroll?
I think so. Yeah.
That sounds cool
As
to
this
me.
sounds a favorite thing, so another 2 in there.
Because you might not need to re-roll. That's the thing.
Ooh.
Oh, that's not bad.
Now we
2,
are
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Which completes the work track, so you've shut it down.
Yay.
And you've done 5 or more, which is another breakthrough. So, as you have been shutting down the power, and as main power, some of the emergency lighting comes on, people flick on some of their sci-fi torches, and you're all working by kind of torchlight. Comms come through from the Lexington, and they have managed to pull the Big Dipper from the centre. And from the tractor beam, they've actually kind of emitted a broader beam, and they've slowly pulled it away from the planet. So it is in orbit, but there is no risk of it now descending into the thing.
We're saving the whales!
Yes.
You have saved the whales. You have saved the whales. High fives all round, and Captain Casalia looks relieved if. Even if her command uniform is it's not Kirk ripped, but it's she's it's a bit skew if
We're going out at tea time. I mean, come on.
Yeah, right. But it's a bit skew if she's
Yes.
looking quite kind of sweaty that she's been running around fixing consoles too.
But her hair is just still in place. Perfect.
Oh yeah, the hairspray.
One little hair.
is,
going down.
Yeah.
Yes, I've got a Kirk rip, just a little tear across.
That was the plasma
That's where the
colours
plasma
go.
colour came past.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
Singed fur.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right. So there's a lovely bit at the end of these missions where you actually, I think we'll kind of phrase it more broadly rather than kind of explore it properly. But what conclusions and what kind of continuing voyages would you see from the end of this mission, or would you like to happen? It says if first contact went poorly, the characters may be part of a task force meant to dismantle the Big Dipper, which we did, right? And deploy warning beacons to warn any starships from entering the system. Positive first contact could mean the characters and the technology they developed would be needed as Starfleet deploys a full diplomatic team, but I don't see
That's happening
really
anytime
happening,
soon.
is it?
No.
Right.
But as a general ship to come and do scans and try and possibly negotiate access for scientific study. Things is fun. I mean, this is weird because they are a pre-warp civilization, but we've kind of made contact now, haven't we? Technically, did we just break the Prime Directive?
Inadvertently.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
well, so they remember they say that basically this had kind of happened before. They were insinuating that the Sky people did the stuff, and then they went away, and now you're back. You're the Sky people. That was kind of where they were going with that.
and there's all manner of study possible on the Big Dipper
Yeah.
itself and where it came from and the ancient civilization that made it and where they
sure.
might have gone and did they get eaten by whales, which isn't a possibility.
Yeah.
Siphon off the spare whale
Yes.
bit. It's,
You were nuked by a whale. What a
Yeah.
way to go. Yeah.
Yeah. At best, after a few years, the Free will agree to become a Federation protectorate, but can never be a full member, as sending ambassadors to other worlds is nearly impossible because their world is just too large for a single government to effectively govern. Because this is like bigger than Jupiter. This thing was huge.
I'm guessing if they leave the confines of their highly pressurized planet, they'll just explode.
Yeah, it's just not working out for them.
more
Really.
dilithium.
Yeah, more lithium for everyone.
Regardless,
Please send another ambassador.
the system will be an important one to study for its unique life forms, the richness of Purgatory's clouds, that's the planet, and for the archaeological importance of Skyhook. Everything you covered, What would you like? What speak as GMs as well. Like, what would you like to happen to Captain Casalia? What would be in your reports to Starfleet Command?
I think she covered herself with honour in the end.
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously, maybe she might want to reassign herself to a different division to learn more skills and
She's
old patience.
definitely taking all of her leave that she's accumulated by being here.
Yeah, I don't think she would be aggressively court-martialed or so. Maybe it was too much a misstep that they couldn't give her another.
I would
major
even
post, but
recommend her as a conscientious officer who was ready to take responsibility for what
she can join
what she was in command of.
She can join my medical staff.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
And I think as well, it's sort of that saying she will have learned from that experience. So that would make her a better officer. It's not
that's the
something
point of Starfleet, is to continually learn, and it's not that she actively decided to.
Any one of us in that position could have made the same at the same time.
Sure.
But she's
Exactly.
behaved with professionalism when she discovered this, and that's when you know the mettle of a true officer.
Exactly.
Well, as soon as we talked a little bit about that, I'd love to show people a bit of the reputation stuff that we get. So can you just pass me the core book? And we'll do this for you guys as well. Because officers can get like milestones that they can use as basically kind of XP to kind of progress the characters and stuff. But you've also got some reputations. So
Save the whales.
absolutely. So at the moment, everyone is on a 10. So your character's record is solid and a performance is satisfactory. This is the default state for player character's reputation. So you can gain and lose reputation. So let's look at all the positive influences or the negative influences that you had. And I believe what that does is give you extra D20s. Yep, perfect. Okay, so you get some positive influences. So you acted in accordance with orders and directives. So directives, if you remember at the beginning of the first session we did, there was one about don't kill off any sentient life. So you stop that from happening. So that's very positive. So you've both got a positive point. So very good. Did you challenge a directive? I don't think we crossed any of them out.
Not directly or deliberately.
So no negative. You prevented combat.
Yeah, we avoided going for a firefight with the space whales.
Okay,
We did fight the drone things, but I think but they did start it.
They started
it. They did start it.
Personnel under your command are killed. You saved those
saved
people,
them.
but there was a complication, so that's fine.
Does it say killed or died?
Killed.
There's a big difference.
Killed. Resorted to lethal force without cause. No, you didn't do that. Established an alliance with an enemy. You didn't really do that.
No,
Sorry, not.
Directly contributed to saving lives.
Yes,
That's you.
Absolutely.
All right, so that's 3. Acted above and beyond the call of duty. That's GM's discretion. No, that's nothing. Taking unnecessary risks.
Only
in
the
the
bar
course
was
of the
not so
mission.
high for a Starfleet.
We took quite a lot of unnecessary risks.
You did take quite a few unnecessary risks. I'm gonna knock one off of that.
Okay,
then.
yeah.
in an original series game, no. In a next gen one, yes, but not in an original series.
All right. Okay. Each of you roll d20 for me. Oh, sorry, 2 d20s for me.
Right. Oh.
Each of them that rolls equal or less than your reputation scores a success.
One for me.
And one for me as well.
All right. Does anyone get any like amazing score, like a 2 or a 3?
No, both
Sixes.
Yeah.
Okay, so just 1 each.
So
If the number of successes scored is less than the number of negative influences, then the character has lost reputation. Reduce the character's reputation by 1, plus an additional 1 for each die that did not score any successes by a further 1 for each die that rolled from the range of responsibilities. Now that's fine. If the number of successes scored is greater than the number of negative influences, so there was 1 negative influence, and you both scored 1, then the character has gained reputation. So it was equal to or under.
Yeah. I'm very glad
that is less than. So actually, equal just means you're all right. You've done all right.
Yeah.
Starfleet's like, yeah, you did all this stuff. Yeah, well done. Bit risky though.
That one thing.
Bit risky though.
I refer you to Captain Kerr.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I will.
Plus, hey, they're not charging us for the shuttle. I mean, there's plenty of place they take that out of our paycheck. So that's.
But as we're playing through the legacy of the Lexington, so what we'll do is we'll for next game we'll stat up like a next gen. We'll call it the Lexington, right? That's my thing.
Lexington B.
Yeah, for sure. And then what you can do with some of the milestones, particularly arc milestones, or even the spotlight ones, is you can change something about the ship. So with an arc milestone, for example, you can increase one of its systems or disciplines by 1.
Okay.
Which is really cool.
Yes, tractor beam. It's all about the tractor beam.
Or you could maybe choose 2 of the ship's systems or disciplines, and you decrease one and increase the other.
Okay.
So once it's done the ship creation, we'll do that for the ship.
Yeah, stuff. Awesome.
This was one of its key missions back in the 23rd century.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at Commission 2246.
There we go.
Yes, the 23rd century.
So next week you'll find us in the 24th century when we are in the next generation, and we are going to play a mission by none other than Mr. Jason Bullman, who is the lead developer on Pathfinder. So we got him we commissioned him to write one of these, and you'll find it in the back of Strange New Worlds. It's called the Angstrom Operation. So look forward to that.
Yeah.
And that's what we'll play. Hopefully with all 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
Full crew. A full crew.
Yeah.
So new characters, new iteration of the Lexington and the Angstrom Operation. Tune in next week, the same time, Wednesdays, 5 p.m. GMT. To watch us play that. And on Friday we've got some Actung Cthulhu Tactics, I think. Maybe Fallout. I don't know. Steve didn't tell me before we came on air. Otherwise, I've been Sam. Thank you very much. I will hand over quickly to my other folks to say where are you on the internet, or if you want to share that, if you want people to like see your Twitters and stuff. Giles, what are you up to?
So I think I have an Instagram which is under Bardic Tales. That's all my lot of miniature painting, RGP stuff, and collecting old fantasy books, lots of Michael Moorcock at the moment. And I've just set up a Twitter account finally. After I still don't know how it works. You can find me under Warboy Alpha, as I was the first of my dev team. I still don't know how Twitter works, but you're more than welcome to find me, and it'll be more of the same, more RPGs and miniature paintings. There's some Fallout stuff on there as well.
Awesome. Andy?
I write some games under Corone Design, but I'm really bad at updating any of my Twitter or Instagram lines.
That's fine. Andy's a lurker. It's all good. You can find me around the internet at RPG Webby, or I've just changed my Twitch channel to Follow Black Cats for the other thing that I do outside of work. So yeah, look around for me on there. Tomorrow night I am going to be running our weekly game of After the Fire, which is our Game of Thrones campaign that we have. Nice. I have lots of cool little disaster children as players who basically create their own problems and I just let them get on with it basically. But that's loads of fun. So yeah, that's Follow Black Cats for our Twitch channel for that. And then Friday, like I said, I'm doing an EtherCon convention game for a few people. Otherwise, check out Modiphius on Twitter and Facebook. If you just look for Modiphius, like, they come straight up. And then keep following us if you're not on Twitch for updates on when we're broadcasting as well.
And of course, Dragon Meet coming up soon.
And
well,
yeah,
yes.
right.
Yeah.
So if you're around in the UK and can make your way down to London, or if you're in London, then check out Dragon Meet. That's in a couple of weeks, like just before December kicks off.
Yeah,
30th of
Saturday.
November,
Yeah,
What's the
Saturday.
date?
Saturday the 30th.
Thank you very much. So come down to the Novotel West in West London there as well. Tickets are available if you look for Dragon Meet. I think it's dragonmeet.co.uk, but have a Google, you'll find us. Thank you very much, friends. We'll see you next week for the Angstrom operation.